Welcome back with a smiling face. Links to previous episodes are given in the video description, so don't forget to like, subscribe and share the video. Beyond the Red River. Last episode. Chapter 33. Lauren's point of view. I hear my phone vibrate, just as I'm waking up. I crawl out of Zach's embrace to the end table, to grab it. It's a text from Sadie. She has been texting and calling a lot lately. She's coming down this weekend for the Luna ceremony, and she's always just calling with questions about the pack. Asking how certain things are done or wondering what to expect. Now that her parents have joined our pack, she's going to too. I don't even have time to respond before Zach is pulling me into him from behind. He's the big spoon, and I'm the little one. He starts kissing my neck, and his hands move between my legs. What got into you this morning? I ask, breathing heavier. He's acting like he's starving for me, which is odd because he had so much of me last night. The sparks from our bodies touching feels like an electric current coursing through my entire body, pumping a euphoric heat all over. Watching your body crawl out of the blankets, he growls. What he's doing between my legs with his hands is working, I'm moaning and breathing hard. So wet, he whispers, and I can feel his erection against my back. Soon I'm reaching behind me, and using my hand to push him inside of me. Zach hisses as he enters me. His hand still working his magic on my clit. I roll my hips, and Zach kisses my neck. Lauren, he moans. It's hot and steamy. As I'm nearing my peak, I warn him. Yes. Zach, I moan. Then it hits me full force like a tidal wave, as my hands grasp the sheets. I can feel Zach's warm seed being released inside of me, and he mutters groans and curses under his breath. We stay connected for a few minutes, while Zach holds me close. Finally, we separate. I hate it, but we do. Why don't I order room service, and then we can take a shower? Sure. What do you want? He asks, handing me a menu. I don't even need to look. Waffles, and fruit, I say, and Zach's smiling wide at me. What? You're just so cute, he beams. He has me blushing, and I can tell he loves it. Coffee, of course, anything else gorgeous. I shake my head, and crawl over, and cuddle into him while he calls. I wonder how long we would be completely content alone together, just ordering room service, making love, and talking. I can't imagine ever tiring of this. It'll be here in 45 minutes, Zach says and scoops me up like I weigh nothing, and carries me to the shower while planting kisses on me. You're going to be my wife, he smiles. And you are going to be my husband, I laugh in disbelief. We enjoy our breakfast together in bed, and then we make love once more before we pack up. Zach was so sweet, he even packed a bag for us. I'm glad I'm not walking out of here in my lace dress I wore last night. We spend the last 30 minutes in our room finishing off the leftover cupcakes we didn't finish last night while discussing the Luna ceremony. This week is going to be hectic because the Luna ceremony is just 4 days away. Zach has already hired a crew to transform the dining hall. The drapes and large chandelier will start to be hung tomorrow. Then the rest will be finished on Thursday night. Zach and I went through the list of things that we are going to have to get done before Friday. I need to get a dress, book hair and makeup artists for me and a few other women. I need to sit down with the kitchen staff and decide what I want to be served for the Luna ceremony. We also thought it would be fun to have our close friends and family over for lunch earlier that day. So we need to also meet with a caterer for that because there will be just too much going on for me and Zach to prepare it ourselves. We both need to make a list of who we want to be invited. Zach is also working on finding another construction company that can get to work on transforming the basement. I am also going to start to design the gym. It'll be nice when the gym here is done, and I can work out here, on Pack Lands. 3 days later, babe, what time do you have to pick up your gown this afternoon? I'll move my lunch so we can eat together, Zach asks, as he walks out of the bathroom. 1 p.m. We can eat at noon if you want. Perfect. Tomorrow is the big day, and we're all set. You excited? That's good. I'm glad we're prepared. I'm a little nervous, but excited for things to calm down a little, I admit while I finish getting my makeup on, and we're soon heading down to breakfast. As soon as I step foot in the kitchen, all of the smells hit me so much stronger. It's almost overwhelming me. What's with the face? Zach asks. I don't feel, oh no. I run out of the kitchen, and barely make it to the garbage can in the common area of the living room. It was the closest place I could think of with a garbage can that wasn't in the kitchen. Zach is pulling my hair back, and then rubs my back as I empty the contents of my coffee and the handful of grapes I ate this morning, at home. As soon as I am finished, Zach pulls me into his arms. So, it's been nearly a week since I marked you. Do you think you're pregnant? He asks, with a small smile. It's over a week if you impregnated me before that. I probably am. I highly doubt I just happened to get a stomach flu after all this unprotected X, I admit. Let's go see Doc now, for a test, he says while picking me up off the ground. I quickly dash past the kitchen to get outside, before queasiness hits again. My poor girl, Zach coos, as we start to walk outside. He's a mix between concerned for me, and also excited. When we get to the doctor's office, it's empty, so it doesn't take long before we are face to face with the doctor. So what brought you both in here today? He asks, but he's smiling like he already knows. We think she's pregnant. She was feeling sick this morning, Zach gushes. He basically only seems excited now. That's wonderful. We can do a urine sample and check that out, he smiles, and hands me a urine bottle, and points me to the bathroom. Do you want me to come with you, babe? Zach asks. To pee? I question. Yeah. I don't want to miss anything, he says eagerly. I'm not doing a test in the bathroom, I'm just peeing in a cup, I smile. I'll be back in a minute, I pat his arm, and go to the washroom alone. I leave the cup where I'm supposed to and then head back to the room where Zach is waiting for me. We sit close together, hand in hand eagerly awaiting the results. The time seems to be crawling by. I keep checking my watch, and finally, 10 minutes later, the doctor comes in smiling. He closes the door, and then his hands fly up. Congratulations, he says excitedly. Zach grabs me, lifting us both up. I'm laughing, and he's crying. Wait, he's crying. I hold his face. You're crying, I whisper. I'm so happy, he says with the most beautiful and pure smile. I hear the door click, and I realize the doctor gave us some privacy. I wipe his tears. I'm glad you're happy. I am so happy too, I admit. I couldn't be happier. I love you, sweetheart. Thank you, he whispers, holding my face close to his. I love you, and I love our pup so much already. You know about my dad and how he took off after my mom died when I was little, he asks and I nod. Maybe he never really loved me, or maybe he couldn't bear to look at me after everything he lost. Regardless, I promise you, no matter what, I am going to be there for our child, and you. always. No matter what, he confesses. I know you. I know your heart. I don't doubt that for a second, I reassure him, and he nods, good. And Zach, it really is his loss. You are the most incredible man, and I am beyond proud of you, and the fact that you're mine. He's missing out. Now we're creating our own little family, and I know you are going to be the best dad. I trust you, and I love you, I explain. He never acts like it bothers him that his father abandoned him after his mother died, but how could it not? His lips curl up into the warmest smile. Thank you. You are all the family I need, and now adding children to it is just the icing on the cake. We take a minute together in each other's arms until we hear a knock at the door. When the doctor comes in, we sit down, and he gives me a list of do's and don'ts for the pregnancy, as well as some prenatal vitamins. If the nausea gets so bad that you aren't able to keep anything down, come back and we'll try out some medication. They call it morning sickness, but it can come and go at any time of the day, or all day. It usually stops at the 2-month mark for she-wolves, although some women have experienced it throughout the whole pregnancy, he explains. I look to Zach, and he is listening carefully to the doctor, and nodding along. He's so cute. We leave the doctor's office with a lot of information, and we're full of excitement. My stomach seems to be more settled than it was earlier. So what do you want to eat? Zach asks as we're heading inside. Waffles, and fruit. As soon as we walk into the kitchen, all the smells are hitting me the wrong way again. Zach sees my face, and quickly ushers me upstairs to our place. I'll get breakfast, and bring it up. Thanks, babe, I give him an apologetic smile. Zach walks in with 2 styrofoam containers. I didn't know what was safe for me to bring in here, so I just got the same as you. Your waffle order has changed in the last few days, and it's all you've been eating for breakfast. You went from cinnamon waffles and syrup to regular waffles, little syrup, whipped cream and berries. I think it's adorable that he pays attention to this stuff. Eggs and bacon are my usual go-to, but I'd spring for the cinnamon waffles every few days. Now I'm crazy for regular waffles, with different toppings than usual. When he just said bacon, I felt a black K feeling. I think it's the bacon smell that's not sitting well with me, I admit, and he frowns sympathetically. So is the waffles a pregnancy craving thing? He asks. He's so excited for all of this, which is just the most heartwarming thing. I would have thought it would be too early for cravings, but it does seem suspicious that I'm all of a sudden obsessed with one thing that I never really ate before, I admit. Zach and I sit at the island, eating our breakfast together. When we're done, Zach drops me off at the daycare, and he heads to his training class. Good morning, Mrs. Potter, I smile. Good morning, dear. I work in the 2-4-year-old class from 9 to 10:30 a.m., and the 1-2-year-old class from 10:30–12. Luna, I just wanted to thank you so much, a red-haired woman says to me as I'm walking into the daycare. Really? Why? I don't even know this woman. Well, my son Charlie was having a really hard time here, and it was breaking my heart. Then you came in and broke him out of his shell. It's such a relief that he is happy to come now. I just want to say thank you so much, she smiles. Oh, it was my pleasure. Charlie really is such a sweetheart, and I'm glad that daycare is easier for both of you now. I can only imagine how difficult it can be to leave when you see your little guy having a hard time. She nods, making a pained face. Ms. Lawen, Charlie tugs on my hand. Hi, Charlie. I greet him. He has a book in his hand, and he's trying to pull me to the carpet. Why don't you get on the carpet, and we'll have story time in a few minutes when all our friends are here, okay? I explain, and he goes to sit on the carpet where we read stories. The morning I felt okay, and the sight of cheese, crackers and apple slices we gave the kids at snack time didn't make my stomach churn at all, so that was good. I am so glad to be working at the daycare again. I feel like working with kids is one of my greatest joys. The ladies are getting lunch ready, so I lead the 1-2-year-olds, in a few songs to get them moving, and burn some energy because after lunch will be nap time. We dance and sing to Shake Your Sillies Out, and a Halloween Baby Shark song. I love doing songs with this age group. I think their little dance moves are the most adorable thing. I have Margot in my arms as we dance. She is the only one in the class that can't walk yet, so I tend to dance with her so she doesn't miss out. When we're done I help get all the kids' hands washed and seated for their lunch. Today they are having mac and cheese with bacon on it, and cucumbers and ranch dip. I'm done now, thankfully, because the bacon on the mac and cheese is making me nauseous. I say goodbye to the kids, and I see Zach leaning at the door frame, smiling at me. How long have you been standing there? I came in somewhere in the Shake Your Sillies Out song. He smiles and leans in to give me a kiss. You're going to be such a good mom, he beams. Thanks, babe, and you'll be the best dad, but let's get out of here. There's bacon in that mac and cheese, I say with disgust. I can't believe you're pregnant, he mind-links me. We eat lunch together, and then Jenny and I head into the city to pick up the dresses that we got for the Luna ceremony. Jenny and I have only gotten closer, and I'm so glad. She's nice, fun, and she's fiercely loyal. As soon as we get in my car, I'm spilling the beans. I can't hold it in, I need to tell one person. I have news, I say excitedly. What? She says, meeting my enthusiasm with just as much of her own. You can't say anything. I start. Okay, my lips are sealed. Spill. I'm pregnant. I gush. Are you serious? She asks, wide-eyed. I nod and laugh. Congratulations. Gosh, if you weren't driving I'd hug you right now. I'm so happy for you. That was so quick. You two don't waste any time, she says with a chuckle. I know. We basically agreed right away that we were both ready for kids, so we said why not. Wow. That's amazing. I've been thinking more and more about being a mother in the last year or so, but Malcolm isn't quite ready. He said he wants to wait until he turns 25, at least. He turns 25 in 7 months though, she explains. Well, 7 months isn't that long, I add to encourage her. She smiles and nods. But seriously, this is amazing news. When are you going to tell the pack? Tomorrow at the ceremony. Yes. I figured it would be the first thing we share with everyone. I think it will be a great way to kick off the night. Definitely, she beams. After the 30-minute drive and lots of fun girl talk, we make it to the dress boutique, and we are both given our dresses to try on to see if the alterations fit. My dress is a black A-line. The top is corseted and looks a little see-through, but it is actually a nude fabric under it. Then the skirt is a tulle material. It's not super puffy and princess-like. It's beautiful and classy. Jenny is wearing a gorgeous red silk dress, that shows off her body, and it has a super long slit. Well, if Malcolm sees you in that, he might not be able to wait 7 months, Jenny. You look so hot. Like smoking hot. Malcolm is going to lose it, I say, and her cheeks turn a light pink. Thanks. I hope so. You too. Your dress is amazing. You look gorgeous. Zach is going to love it, it's classy, perfect fit for a Luna, she smiles. Thanks. I think it's appropriate. I have never been to a Luna ceremony, so it's hard to know what's expected, and appropriate, I explain. Chapter 34. Zach's point of view. Jack, Kyle, Julian, and I are hanging out in the living room in our suits, with Molly and Enzo, while the girls are getting ready. The Luna ceremony starts in a half an hour, and I'm excited for this to be official. Lex, babe. Enzo is getting hungry, again, Jack chuckles. I need 5 minutes, can you do the bouncing thing to tide him over, she responds. Sure, Jack accepts, and stands up and starts rocking little Enzo, and his whining stops. It's so weird to see a very large Jack with a tiny baby in his arms. Soon enough that will be me, and I can't wait. I wonder if we will have a little girl or boy. I know Lauren is kind of hoping for a girl, and I guess I should hope for a boy first, as an alpha, but I really don't care either way. A tiny person created with a bit of me, and hopefully a lot of Lauren. I'm dying to see what they'll look like. Daddy, can I hold Enzo? Molly asks. Enzo is cranky because he needs to eat. When mommy is done feeding him soon, you can hold him, okay bunny? Jack answers her softly, and she nods. Kyle is non-stop getting up to see Sadie in the kitchen or looking into the kitchen to watch her, and I can't help but laugh. For all that he's talked in the past to both Jack and me, it's funny to see him so affected by the mate bond. Jack and I never pretended to be above it, but he did, so this is particularly fun to watch. What are you laughing at? Kyle asks and looks at me. You. I'm laughing at you. I knew the day would come when you would find your mate, and you would be just as bad as the rest of us, I laugh. It's fair to say that I did some major talking in the past, but I just didn't get it. I didn't know how drawn and attracted to someone I could be. She's everything, he beams, and he looks almost in a daze, lost in thought about her. Julian, Jack, and I are all laughing at him again, but this time he's unaware. It's mind-boggling how 8 months ago Jack, Kyle and I were all single, and I was his beta. I never thought that so much would change so quickly, but it did, and I know we're all happier for it. Lexi comes in to grab baby Enzo to nurse him. She's in a pink long flowing skirt, with a white lace top, and her hair is down and curly, and her makeup is all done. You look beautiful, babe, Jack compliments Lexi. Thank you, she says, and leans down and gives him a kiss. A good one. Your poor kids. Kyle laughs. They're used to it, Jack chuckles. Their parents loving each other isn't going to scar them for life, Lexi reasons. Then Sadie walks into the living room in a blue sparkly dress, with her hair done up with some braids in. Kyle is immediately telling her how beautiful she looks. We're just waiting on Joan and Lauren now. I turn around to take a peek at how it's coming along, and Lauren and Joan aren't in the kitchen anymore. The hair and makeup team is packing up their stuff too. It shouldn't be long now. Joan walks in, and she's in a cream-colored floor-length dress with some glitter. Her hair is braided, and her makeup is done. She looks beautiful, all the women do, but I can't wait to see my woman. You look beautiful, Joan. I'm going to check on Lauren, I announce, and hop up. I'm dying to see. I haven't seen the dress yet, I don't even know what color it is. As I'm walking down the hallway, my beautiful woman walks out into the hallway from our bedroom. Wow! I mumble and stop in my tracks. She gives me a little smile and does a spin. You look like a queen, I boom, and her smile reaches to her eyes. Thanks, babe, and you look scrumptious in your suit, she says with black flecks dancing in her eyes. She raises her finger and makes a circular motion, signaling me to turn around. I oblige her, and her desire to see me. I laugh every time she does this. She gives it a whack. Very nice, she nods. You're so bad, I whisper to her, and she just smirks. Come with me for a second, I grab her hand and walk back to our bedroom. I take her into my closet. I was thinking about giving this to you on our wedding day, but you look so regal, and I think you should have it today, I explain. She furrows her brows. Okay. She questions. I reach into a drawer in my closet and grab a box. This was my mother's, and before that, it was her mother's. Now I want you to have it, I explain. Aw Zach, that's so sweet, she says with a sympathetic pout. She pulls me in. She would be so proud of you, I know it, she says, and I hope she's right. She would love you, that I'm sure of, I admit. When we break apart, I open the box. Inside is a gold necklace with a pearl pendant. It's beautiful, babe. A way to have your mom there with us tonight, she smiles with eyes glistening. She turns around, and I put it on her. I feel honored. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so proud that you are all mine, and I'm proud of the Luna you are going to be to our pack. I hope you know how lucky this pack is to have you. I feel like the lucky one. This pack is incredible, and so are you. The mate you are, and the alpha you are, it's incredible, and I am so proud. Knock knock, we look to our open bedroom door, and it's Julian. Hey, sorry to interrupt guys, we should get going though. Of course, we both answered. When we get into the dining hall, it is decorated with flowing fabric across the ceiling, with twinkly lights. There are chair covers and fancy linen for all the seating. There are beautiful flowers everywhere. It looks perfect, and the space has been transformed. The place is packed with our pack members, as well as the alphas from surrounding packs as well. At our table, we have Joan, Julian, Paul, Malcolm, Jenny, and Sadie. The table on the right of us has Jack's family, with his parents, Kyle, and Lev and Britt. Do you smell that? What is that? It smells so good. Like brown sugar and cinnamon? What's for dessert? Julian asks. Dessert is cherry cheesecake, Lauren answers. I had no idea what she chose for tonight, but it was awfully sweet that she chose my favorite. You're the sweetest, I beam, and give her a kiss. It's not cheesecake, he groans in pleasure as he inhales deeply. Lauren looks at me wide-eyed. Julian, there's nothing with brown sugar or cinnamon on the menu, she assures him excitedly. His head starts shooting around quickly like he's looking for something, or someone. I think my mate is here, Julian answers, and he swiftly gets out of his chair, to look. He stops and I see a girl with dirty blonde curly hair at Alpha's jet table, from Cold Moon. She's standing up, and I can hear Lexi squealing from the table close to us. Julian makes his way to his mate, and she makes her way to him. Who is she? Lauren asks. She's a warrior from Alpha Jet's pack, her name is Cora. Ooh, a warrior mate, Julian will be so thrilled, Lauren beams. We are supposed to be starting the Luna ceremony right now, but I decide to give them 5 minutes first. Both of my babies have found their mate, I couldn't be happier, Joan adds and wipes a stray tear. Finally, I need to get going with the ceremony. I stand and everyone sits and quiets down. Julian comes back to his seat, at our table, even though I can tell by his face he hates to be away from her. Welcome. Thank you all for coming, and a special thanks to those of you who traveled to be here tonight, it means a lot. It is such an honor and a privilege for me to be hosting this ceremony. I have to admit, I never imagined I would find someone who would be so well suited to the role of Luna for our pack. My mate Lauren is kind, caring, gentle, hard-working, giving, and she just has the biggest heart. I am proud to be able to lead this pack with her, and I know that she will be such a great partner and leader. Lauren, please join me. Lauren moves beside me, and smiles up at me, with so much adoration in her eyes. I love her. Lauren Crane, you have already accepted Red River as your pack, now I ask if you accept the role as Luna. I accept, she smiles. Do you promise to always lead to the best of your ability, in the best interest of Red River? I promise. Now I'm beaming with pride. It is my greatest honor and privilege to name you, Luna of Red River Pack. Everyone, please raise your glass and cheers to our new Luna, I beam. We raise, and I take a drink and then place a kiss on Lauren's lips. Thank you so much for all being here tonight, this is such a special night for us. It means so much to me to not only be a part of this pack but to now stand with Zack, our alpha, as his mate and Luna. I promise you all that I will always do the best that I can for each and every one of you. Please join me in raising a glass to our alpha. I am proud to be his mate, and I am proud to be a part of this pack. He leads with strength, integrity, kindness, and a drive and passion to make us better, she says, and she raises her glass, and so does everyone else. I pull her in closer. Thank you, baby, I say and give her a chaste kiss. I wasn't expecting her to say anything, let alone proclaiming her love and respect for me to everyone. She's sweet. After everyone takes a drink, she continues, and we actually have an announcement to make, she adds. She gives me a knowing nod, handing over the reins for me to announce it. Luna and I are thrilled and overjoyed to announce that she is pregnant. We are going to have a pup, I admit, and it's instantly chaos in applause and cheers. Everyone is so excited and it is a wonderful feeling to have the support of so many. Chapter 35. 5.5 months later. Zack's point of view. I look over to Lauren and she's got tears streaming down her face, and she's sobbing. It only took us 5.5 months to get through all of the 10 or so movies with Wolverine in them. I have to say, this Logan movie is sad. Really sad. No wonder she and Simi were talking about it like this. I lean in and give her little kisses, and hold her a little closer. She looks up to me, with her big hazel eyes, filled with tears, and I feel my heart ache. I love this woman so much, it even hurts to see her cry from a movie. I find myself tearing up too, I'm not sure if it's because of the movie or because I was thinking about how much I love her. I told you, she says. I know how much she wanted me to cry in this movie, so I'll let her have it, regardless. I lift up her shirt to rub circles on her bare belly. Our baby must be able to feel the sparks because every time I rub it, our pup reacts and starts kicking or wiggling around, and it makes me so happy. I could literally hold Lauren in my arms, and rub her belly all day. She's due in 1 week, and I can't wait to meet our baby. I'm dying to know if it's a girl or a boy. We both agreed that we would wait to be surprised to find out the gender, but as time has gone by, I wish I knew. Do you want to watch something else, babe? I ask. It's thundering and pouring out today, and it's Sunday, so we have the day to ourselves, and dinner isn't for another few hours. Sure, you pick though, she says. She's laying in between my legs, her back on my chest, and she leans her head back and nestles in, and I know she's going to nap on me. I love when she sleeps on me. My beautiful mate, my woman, My wife, I can't believe how much I love her. I put on a serial killer documentary that she got me hooked on, and enjoy holding her with one hand, and holding her belly, our pup with the other. At the starting of the second episode, she shoots up, wide-eyed. Are you okay? What's wrong? I ask. I think I'm in labor, she huffs. You're not due for another week, I remind her. I don't think our pup cares, she responds and gets up. I at once hop up and follow her. She makes her way into the bathroom, and I decide to grab her bag, the nursing pillow, and the diaper bag we have prepared and put them at the front door. I'm going over everything in my head, and I think I have everything we're going to need, and everything is taken care of. When she comes out, we're all ready to go, babe, I assure her. She just chuckles, my contractions are not that strong, I can talk through them. We could be here for a day or two, she responds. Well, that's not how they make it seem in the movies, I state. This is not what I had imagined, but I follow her back to the couch. Instead of watching TV though, we just talk, for the most part about our baby. Every 10 minutes or so she winces, and rubs her belly. At 6, I ran down and got us dinner to go, so Lauren and I could have some privacy. Should I call your mom? Not yet, I just want to be with you right now, she explains, but shortly after dinner things seem to get more intense. Ah, they're getting stronger, Lauren winces, standing from her chair. They're getting closer, and stronger pretty quickly, babe. I'm going to call Doc, and let him know to be expecting us soon. She nods while pacing the floor. Within 30 minutes, things have progressed enough that it's time to go to the hospital, and I mind-link Joan to meet us there. Luckily she's not working at Peggy's tonight, because it's closed on Sundays, so she'll be able to make it. The doctor said she was progressing quickly, so I'm hoping things don't last too long. I hate to see her in pain. She is handling it like a champ, and I'm so proud of her, but I hate it. We took some prenatal classes in the city, and I am grateful because they taught a lot of pain management techniques that I can help with, and I feel like I need to help her through this. Her arms wrapped around my neck, as I rub under her belly, and she sways. She takes deep breaths, trying to breathe and concentrate on making it through. I can see the pain in her eyes, and it's brutal. You're doing so good, baby, I am so proud of you, I encourage her in between contractions. Joan is encouraging her too. She was in labor for about 5 hours before she was told that it's time to push. Contraction after contraction for 45 minutes, Lauren pushed with everything she had. To say that I am proud is an understatement. One more push, Luna. One more big one, the nurse says. I'm holding one of her legs for her, and one of her hands. She's sweaty and I can see she's exhausted. If I could take this pain for her I would. I hate this. You're nearly done, baby. One more, and then you can finally hold our baby. She looks up at me with tired eyes and nods. She takes a deep breath, starts squeezing my hand and she's pushing with everything she has, baby cries fill the room. You did it, baby. It's a girl, I look to Lauren, tears streaming down my face. A girl? Lauren asks through tears. I nod, and they put her on Lauren's chest right away, before even cutting the cord. Lauren has her arms around her, and she's sobbing. Hi baby girl, she says. She's perfect honey, her mom says. She really is perfect, and look at all this hair, I say through tears, and rub her little head. She has 10 perfect tiny fingers and the sweetest little button nose. After a few minutes, they ask me if I want to cut the cord, and I agree. Then they take our baby, and wipe her down, weigh her, and look her over. Her little cries fill the room the whole time. 21 inches long, 7 pounds 9 ounces, the nurse says loudly. Alpha, do you want to hold her, while we take care of Luna? The nurses asks. I nod. They hand her to me, and I bring her close, kissing her forehead. She's perfect. So beautiful and precious. Looking at her, I am sure that there is nothing that would ever make me abandon her, and I feel the need to tell her. I promise you, baby girl, I'll always be in your corner. Always. She's perfect just like her mother. Look what your body created, it's incredible baby, I admit. She smiles at me, and I bend down to give her a kiss. I'm in awe of you, babe. You're the strongest person I know, I add. When they bring us back to our room, out of the delivery room, the nurse helps Lauren with feeding. I watch my wife looking down at our daughter nursing and she's just beaming. I'm tearing up again, at the sight. Lauren looks at me, and notices my moment of weakness, and extends an arm to me. Are those happy tears? She asks. The happiest, I beam and give her a kiss. She pats the bed beside her, and I sit beside her, and she cuddles in. It's getting late, I'll get going, and give you both some privacy. If you need anything, call me. Do you want me to make some calls and spread the word? Let everyone know. Joan asks. Thanks, Mom. Just as long as you tell them they can visit tomorrow, and not tonight, Lauren chuckles. Of course, she smiles. She gives Lauren a kiss on the forehead. You did so good today, hun, and you both did good with this little one, she says as she smiles down at our girl. She strokes her head and then gives me a hug and leaves. She's so tiny in your arms, and it's so cute. I know I just pushed a baby out, and maybe I should dislike you right now because you impregnated me, but I'm even more in love with you than ever. Seeing you with her, and the way you took care of me and encouraged me while I was in labor. Without your support, I don't know if I would have been able to do it, she admits. I felt useless. I hated that you had to do all the work. I'm glad that my presence made a difference for you. I just wanted to take the pain from you, take it for you. I am incredibly proud of you though, I finish, and lean in to kiss her. She fists my shirt, and pulls me closer, wanting more of me. My hands cup her face and kiss her until she's breathless. I love you, I whisper on her lips. I love you too, she whispers back. She leans her head onto my shoulder, while she continues to nurse our baby girl. So what are we going to name her? I ask. We had a list of our top boy names and top girl names, but Lauren insisted we not pick a name until we see our baby. What do you think? She asks. I don't know. I really liked Amelia and Nora, and I know you really liked Piper and Audrey. I don't know if she looks like any of those names though, I admit. I agree, she says with brows furrowed. I grab my phone and start looking up names again. I keep spitting names out, and after about 100 names with no response from Lauren, she finally stops me. Wait. I liked that last one. Olivia. Not Olivia, but Olivia. Does she look like an Olivia? She asks. I take a good look at her. I think she might, I admit. Lauren smiles and nods. Yeah, I think so too. Olivia May Slade, she says and looks up to me, smiling. I lean down and kiss her. May was my mom's name, and we never really talked about middle names before, but I am incredibly touched that she wants to honor my late mother. It's perfect, I admit. Epilogue. The end. 2 years later. Lauren's point of view. I feel the bed dip and open my eyes quickly, with a gasp. Baby, it's just me, Zack whispers. I sigh in relief and pull him into me. You're back. I missed you so much, why are you so early? I missed you and the kids too much, he whispers. Zack was on a rescue mission, about 8 hours north of here. An alpha had inherited his small pack from his father and had been abusing and mistreating his members. Zack assembled our warriors and went there a few days ago to step in. The pack only had about 100 people in it, and he spent a few days there helping set up a new order for those that wanted to stay, and helped those who wanted to join our pack make those arrangements. Over the last few years, Zack has done a few different rescue missions. Usually in rogue camps where he hears people are being mistreated, but this was the first time he had attacked another pack with a claimed territory, aside from Nathan. Shortly after we got married, a woman stumbled into Peggy's bar. She was badly beaten. My mom was working with Peggy, and she could smell she was a she-wolf. The girl was too afraid to admit what had happened and didn't want to seek medical attention. My mom didn't know what to do, so she called Zack, and we both went to meet with her. When she saw that Zack was a strong alpha, and he was offering her protection, she opened up. She told us of how her father was an abusive drunk, so she ran away from her pack. At just 17, the streets were no place for her. With nowhere to go and no money, she ended up hitchhiking trying to get as far away from her pack as possible. As a she-wolf, she felt humans were of little concern to her safety. However, when a large man who was also a werewolf stopped for her while hitchhiking, she ignored her instincts to refuse the drive and got in. He had then taken her to a rogue camp. She tried to fight him off, but he beat her until she was in and out of consciousness, and unable to fight back. It was truly heartbreaking to hear her accounts of that night. Apparently, the rogue camp was about an hour's drive away, and that's where she was assaulted. She talked of how her screams were met with laughter from other rogues in the camp. Zack quickly assembled a team and raided the camp. Killed every man there, and saved a handful of women and children that were being held captive, and offered them a place in our pack. That was the start of Zack's rescue missions. He kept talking about how that could have been me if I didn't have people in my life like my mom and Peggy. It really weighed on him. Plenty of people become rogues for reasons that are not due to any fault of their own, and we make a point to remember that. From sadistic rogue camps to tyrannical alpha, Zack has been standing up for those unable to stand for themselves. I'm so proud of him, and all the good work he does. Not only is he helping people, but he has also nearly doubled our pack size in the last few years. With this new group of 60, it will bring our total to just over 520 members. I missed you so much, and your scent I breathe in deeply, and I can't help but groan. This was a long 3 days, I add. Even a day away is hard. I told Paul that I had a time-sensitive business matter to attend to, so I needed to fly home. I put him in charge of leading everyone back, he admits. The thought of my man lying to get home to us, because he misses us so much, is heartwarming. You're the sweetest, I add, and kiss him. A good one. He groans, and I feel the vibration on my lips. I love still having this effect on him after years together. I move one hand under his shirt, feeling his muscular back on my fingertips, and I pull him closer to me, and he deepens the kiss. I want you so bad, baby, he growls. My heart is beating faster, and he's breathing harder. I can feel his erection against me. I reach down and stroke him above his pants. Feeling his hips buck towards me turns me on so much. I sit up and start unbuckling his pants, pulling them off. I want him so badly, and I'm so wet, I skip all foreplay. I pull Zach's t-shirt that I was wearing off of me, and he pulls his off. I get on top and slide him into me. I let out a moan, and Zach hisses. He growls, as I start riding him. His hands exploring my body, leave a trail of arousing sparks. You're so cute, he huffs. I can tell he means it too, which feels good because I'm not fully back to my pre-baby body. Close, finally at 8 months postpartum for our son Cash, but not completely 100% my old self. Whether I was pregnant, or in any of the postpartum stages, he's always assured me how beautiful he thinks I am and is always telling me how incredible my body is to be able to carry our children. The way he looks at me always does something to me, and it brings out a primal need for him, and right now, all I want is for him to take me hard. I swear he can read my mind because he pulls me off. I want you on all fours. He tells me, and I listen. I love this position. I turn back to look at him, his eyes are on me, as he gives it a squeeze, and growls. It feels so good, I arch my back, and Zach lets out a growl. Lauren, he grunts. When he's done, I slowly lay down on my stomach and wait for him to clean me up. We lay together, and just as I'm about to doze off, I hear Cash crying. Zach kisses me, do you have milk pumped in the fridge? Yeah. Go back to sleep beautiful, I got him. Daddy. I hear loudly. I open my eyes and feel Olivia crawling over me, to get to Zach. I let out a groan, not feeling ready to wake up. Not too loud, Olivia, your brother is still sleeping, I remind her. Morning Livy, Zach says with a deep raspy morning voice. Even though he's spooning me, and I can't see his face, I can tell he's smiling. I know he missed her. Zach lets go of me, and lays on his back, pulling Olivia into his arms. I missed you, did you miss me? He asks, and she lifts her head to look him in the eye. I miss you, Daddy, Zach smiles, and pulls her in closer, kissing her head. I hear Cash cry, and I pull the blankets off and get up to get him. I change his diaper then bring him back to our bed, and nurse him while we all just enjoy being together. As soon as Cash is finished eating, he's making his way to Zach too. He's such a big boy for his age, I think he's going to be built like Zach one day. Are you feeling the love, babe? I ask him. With a child in each arm cuddled into him, it's kinda hard for him not to. I am. I missed my babies. All of them, he smiles and reaches for my hand to give it a squeeze. I lean in to kiss him and snuggle in with the kids. After some much-needed snuggles, we get ourselves and the kids ready for breakfast downstairs. We usually eat breakfast at home these days, because with the kids, it's just easier. Today we're going to eat breakfast in the kitchen because Zach wants to announce how the mission went. The second Olivia sees my mom at our table, she's running to her excitedly. Grandma, Gramps, Daddy's home, she squeals. I see that, Brian, my mom's husband says with a smile. Brian was once a member of a rogue group. It's hard being a rogue, so it makes sense to join a strong rogue alpha sometimes. At first, his rogue alpha seemed to want to just bring rogues together, but soon his outlook changed, and he abused his power. Brian was unsure if the power went to his head, or if maybe he just manipulated people into thinking he was a good man to get their allegiance. Zach raided the camp after he got word of the rogue alpha mistreating his members. We ended up getting about 30 new members that day, one of which being Brian. I'll never forget when Zach pulled in, it was a little over a year ago, and I had just found out that I was pregnant again when he was gone, so as soon as he pulled in, I jumped him. I told him right then and there because I couldn't wait. He was ecstatic, but we soon heard a commotion, and we looked to see what it was. My mom was standing in front of Brian, crying, because she was overcome with emotion at the realization she was given a second chance mate. My mom was also Brian's second chance mate. His mate had died a few years prior as well. We have actually had about 10 people find their mates with members that Zack and the Warriors have rescued. It makes me wonder if they would have ever found their mate otherwise. Brian is good for my mom. He adores her, and she adores him. I am so happy that she is happy too. On top of that, he loves her grandchildren as his own, and they love him to pieces too. I wasn't expecting you back so soon, Brain says to Zack. I had some time-sensitive work to get done, so I put Paul in charge of getting everyone back, Zack answers, and then looks at me and smirks. Haha, I'm sure. Is your wife the time-sensitive work? My mom laughs. He just smiles and shakes his head. And Livy and Cash. 3 days is a long time, he huffs. My big strong alpha is a softie for us, and I love it. Plus it's going to be Livy's birthday party in 2 days. They won't be getting here till tonight. I want to be able to help out with any last-minute birthday details. Right, Livy? He asks her. She looks to him with a mouth full of waffles and nods with a smile, then he leans over to kiss her on the cheek. There was literally nothing left to do for Livy's party, and Zack knew that, but it was a good excuse. He announces the news of their successful rescue mission, and the news of 60 new members joining. The pack is excited, especially the unmated ones. They're all hopeful that their mate will come walking in here tonight. We spend the whole day together as a family. We went to the park on the pack lands and had a picnic for lunch with the kids. I don't think there is anything that makes me more attracted to Zack than seeing him play and care for our kids. Watching him push Cash in the swing, and laughing hysterically at Cash's giggles is the cutest. Or watching him hold Olivia so she can pretend she's doing the monkey bars or making sand castles. Most importantly, just seeing how much he loves and adores them. The way he is as a father. After lunch, we put the kids down for a nap, and then Zack and I have some mommy and daddy time in bed, but we didn't get any sleep. 2 days later, Zack's point of view. It's your birthday, are you excited, Livy? I ask her, as we get ready to head to Blackwood to go to an indoor playground we rented for her birthday. My potty? I love my potty. With puissance? She asks while tilting her head to the side, pointing a finger at me. She's so cute. She looks so much like Lauren, thankfully. My hair is darker than Lauren's, and that's the only part of me she has. She's got Lauren's eye shape and color. She also has Lauren's cute little button nose. It's hard to know which way Cash is going to go. He still only has little peach fuzz for hair, he's so chubby and his eyes are still blue. Lauren says he has my smile though, even though I don't see it. There won't be presents at your party, but you can open presents before your party, I say enthusiastically. Yay! Puissance, she squeals. We invited so many people to her party, it would have just been so excessive if everyone was bringing a gift, so we asked that no one bring any. Joan and Brian were here this morning, giving her their gift, a little People Elsa Ice Castle dollhouse, which was a big hit. Lauren comes into the kitchen with Cash in one arm, and a diaper bag and gift bag in the other. I rush to grab the bags. You should have called me if you needed help. I didn't need help, my hands can be full sometimes, she says with a laugh. I'm here, you don't need to have your hands full, I add, and steal a kiss. You look beautiful, I add. She literally always looks beautiful though. She has her hair down, and she's wearing a blue casual dress. This is from Mommy and Daddy, I say, as I hand the bag to Olivia. She tears through all the tissue paper, and Lauren is laughing at her enthusiasm, while Cash is trying to get out of Lauren's arms so he can get to the tissue paper. Inside, there is an interactive unicorn toy, which she loves. She has an obsession for unicorns lately. I look to Lauren, and she nods. I go to the library, and I grab this caterpillar ride-on toy that I already put together. We put a large bow on its neck, but it's not wrapped. When I bring it out, Livy's so excited. She drove it around the house for the full half hour before we had to leave. When it's time to go, we load up the kids, and everything we need, then take off to Blackwood for her birthday party. The kids did pretty good with the 30-minute drive, and Livy is excited beyond belief, and it's contagious. When we walk into the indoor playground, we see balloons and decorations everywhere. We rented out the whole place, with so many of our friends having little kids, this just felt like the safest choice. There are huge slides and tunnels and huge play structures to climb, but they're safe for little ones. They even have a ball pit area. We're getting there at the same time as Julian, Cora, and their 1.5-year-old daughter Jolie because they left at the same time as us. Next Jenny, Malcolm, and their 1-year-old son Noah come in, then Jack, Lexi, Molly, Enzo and Lucas come in. Enzo loves Olivia differently than Molly and Lucas love her, and I'm okay with it now, but I'm very aware that I might not like their little hugs and hand-holding much longer. Next, Jack's parents, then Peggy, Joan and Brian show up, followed by Kyle and Sadie. They still don't have kids because she is determined to finish her schooling before she has children. She was able to get a transfer to a university 45 minutes from Jack's pack, and she travels every day. It's a lot of traveling, but I'd do it too if that were the only option to see Lauren every day. Jocelyn and her mate Brady and their kids show up, as well as Beska, Alex, Lev, Britt, and their kids. Lauren and Lexi hit it off, and they get the kids together once a week. Lauren met Britt, Joss, and Beska through Lexi, and they were all fast friends. The kids spend almost 2 hours playing to their heart's content, and then pizza is brought out. Lauren also brought fruit, veggie platters, and applesauce for the really little ones. We have quite a group of people with us, and everyone is having a good time, especially the birthday girl. She's been smiling ear to ear the whole time. Zach, can you get the cake lit and start singing? Lauren asks me, as she cradles a sleeping Cash in her arms. Of course, I get the little sparklers and candles going on her cake, and then I start, "Happy birthday," we sing happy birthday, and my precious girl was beaming with delight at all the attention on her. When the singing is done, she blows out her 2 candles. I cut and hand out the cake. When everyone is served, I bring Lauren a big piece of cake and take Cash. I let him sleep in my arms so Lauren can eat her cake, and relax. We asked the guests to not bring any gifts, so after the cake, the kids play for another 30 minutes before we started shutting it down. Livy, I want you to hug all your friends goodbye, and thank them for coming, Lauren tells her, and I see her going straight to Enzo who is only about 6 months older than Livy. He gives her a hug, and then keeps her in his arms and says, "You're beautiful, Alithia. Yeah, okay, you're a real charmer, Enzo. Now get away from her." "Oh look Enzo, go see Auntie Lauren, she has treat bags she's giving out," I point out to get him to stop pawing at her. Jack just laughs at me, obviously noticing how I tried to put some distance between them. "It's not funny. They think they're cousins, Zach. I highly doubt we have to worry," he explains, and I guess he's right, for now. Bye unso Jack, Olivia says, as she runs to his arms outstretched. He scoops her up and hugs her. Bye, little Livy. I hope you had a good birthday. Uncle Jack and Aunt Lexi put a present in your car for you, okay Jack tells her. A puissant, she asks excitedly. Yes. Jack chuckles. You guys really shouldn't have, but what do we say, Livy? Thank you, she says happily. When we get to the car, we see a gift bag in Olivia's car seat. She opens the gift bag, and there's fluffy unicorn stuffy with a light-up horn, unicorn slippers, and a unicorn book that was called Olivia's Pet Unicorn. Olivia wanted the unicorn slippers on right away and held her new unicorn stuffy the whole time. I snapped a quick pic to send to Lex and Jack. You're so cute, Livy Lou, I say and plant kisses all over her face. When we finally get home, we put both kids straight to bed, because it's 7 p.m. already. You want a snack, babe? Lauren asks with a wide smile. I start laughing just looking at her. Something is up. Are you the snack? I ask, and her smile is to her eyes now. No. Well, maybe after the snack. I'm suddenly not thinking about food, I admit, as I pull her in for a kiss. She kisses me back but pulls away. I pout at her, and she laughs, and pulls me to the island and tells me to sit. You know how I ordered Livy's cake, and I insisted on going in to pick it up this morning, she asks. Yes. She wanted to go alone, but I chalked it up to wanting a little time to herself. Well, I also ordered something for you, she answers, opening the fridge, and pulling out a box. Did you get me cheesecake? I ask excitedly. She wags her eyebrows and puts the box in front of me. I lift the lid, and there it is, a beautiful cherry cheesecake, but it has pink whipped cream writing on it. I'm pregnant. Did they mess up your order? I ask, as I turn the box to her, to show her what it says. No. I ordered that cheesecake. She deadpans while pointing to it. So you're pregnant? I ask, confused. She nods. What? I burst out laughing and pull her into my arms. How? We've been safe, I ask. Well, not that safe. Pulling out isn't really 100% effective birth control, plus there was that one time a few weeks ago, she reminds me. How are you feeling? Are you okay? I ask. I know she wasn't planning on getting pregnant for another year. It was meant to be. I'm a little nervous for Cash and this baby to be so close in age, but I'm happy, she smiles and gives me a kiss. We've got this. Don't be nervous, baby. So when did you find out? I'm suddenly curious. This morning. I can't believe I was able to keep this from you all day. You brought me a coffee this morning in bed, and then when you got into the shower, I grabbed the coffee but it grossed me out. I happened to have an extra pregnancy test laying around, so I took it. I was shocked. I had already ordered you the cheesecake, but when I went to pick it up, I asked them to add the writing, she admits. I'm shocked too. I'm excited to be growing our family, but I really was not expecting that, I admit. I'm glad you're happy, she smiles. Did you think I wouldn't be? I question. No, I knew you would be happy. We talked about having one more, and you were always pretty mellow about the timeline, she states. Yeah, I don't care when we have them. In fact, I like the idea of them being close in age, so that way they grow up being close. Lauren nods with a smile. So what do you say? What are you eating first? She asks with a flirtatious smile. Like you even have to ask, I growl, scooping her up, and carrying her to bed. The end.